Happy Thursday! How are ya? We're going to get right into it. We're going to need like burlap, friar's robes, and spacesuits tonight. What up, Penta? What up, Dyer? Have I started playing Hell Clock? Is that top-down game? It didn't look like my jam. Didn't look like my cup of tea. No puzzles. No puzzles today, but a lot of number crunching. We're doing, I'll explain. Some of you have seen this game because I've shown it on stream before, but this is one of my favorite off-stream games. You'll see when we get in there. It's a little bit FTL mixed with Warhammer, carved out of wood. And like Fleeting said earlier, it's basically Clue! Darkwood is coming back real soon. Darkwood was almost tonight. Who just asked about that? Hog. That's a good guess. Darkwood is we can consider Darkwood a current event. I'm probably going to tuck into that for one of these upcoming weeks. Maybe that's during my home, when the cat is away, the mouse will play Darkwood. We'll see. We'll see. What up, Tornado? What's funny is, and this I've talked about this multiple times, including the last time I played Darkwood, is how many times I've played the first 10 hours of Darkwood. It's got to be at least 9. The first like 3 to 10 hour mark. I've started that game so many times. And then just haven't finished it for random ass reasons. But we're gonna do it. And then we're gonna mourn the passing of the devs. I was even gonna buy their little soccer game. It looked good. But rest in peace. Acid Wizards or whatever their name was. Let's be precise here. Acid Wizard. Yeah, okay. Who knows? Maybe they'll come back. They basically just said, we're beat. We're bushed. They could return. It's true. Giant. Did I finish the Ocean game? I did. I actually revisited it. I have a few works in progress going, including that shit stealth game. I need to still make moves on that. But I went back to the Ocean game. Troubled Waters. Doing a little achievement hunting. I want to see the other endings. I'll record them maybe. We can look at them. Instruments of Peace. Yes, I need to mark this. Unfinished business. Okay. What up, Carlos? Red, I see. Claire. Squash in the house. What up, Tornado? I think I might go on a point-and-click adventure game binge. You're feeling it, huh? That's a fun binge. That's a binge that a lot of times ends before you're done with the first game in the binge, though. You're like, fuck this shit. Little game facts. Never hurts. Never hurts. Favorite disc golf brand? Faro. I don't really have a favorite. But if you looked at the bag, you'd be like, he's a Castaplast fanboy. But what's the shirt? I figured this lines up nicely. A little Wayland loyalty lines up nicely with what we're about to play. A little Banished Vault. Binging BF6. Nice, Qui-Gon. Anyone know how Nanners is doing? He's doing great. Squads. Would love to see him and Sark have another adventure. We played some Peak. I would love to get him back into some Peak. Alien or Blade Runner? Ooh. Can't choose. I can't choose. Aliens or Blade Runner? Oh, specifically? I still can't choose. That's also two completely different beasts, but Deserted Island. You know what? Hold on. I'm not gonna puss out on that. Deserted Island. I gotta pick one. I'm gonna pick Blade Runner. But that's not necessarily because I think Blade Runner's better. It's just I can rewatch Blade Runner personally. At any time. Aliens is God tier, though. Wiz or Mia? John G. Wentworth, thanks for the resub. Clue likes. That's right. I like that any game that requires explanation at all is now just Clue. Which, by the way, that is now added to the list of inside jokes that we have on this channel that anyone, it makes zero sense to anyone coming in. We have a bunch of those. We also have some that are contextually like, oh, okay, dude, it's banter. This is another one that's just like zero context. People will be like, this is nothing like Clue. That's the response. That or what's Clue? Because also, you know what we'll never say is like Clue? At this point, anything that's like Clue. The joke has already evolved. If I played Horror at High Rook again, we wouldn't say it's like Clue. Because now we're so many folds into the Japanese steel of this inside joke katana that we'd be like, it's too on the nose. So today we're playing Clue, just straight up. Party Hornet. We got May May, and who do I have down here? LePew. What is up? Year and a half. What up, Melissa? Wait, you were hanging with us earlier this week. This isn't like Clue. This is Clue by Milton Bradley. Fern Knox. We got Frickety. Van Barn. Yak. See you in a bit. Chuck Hill had to peace out earlier. Jeep Guy. Been enjoying a little Battlefield, I believe. Joyzy. Spider Winder. Getting back into Pokemon recently. Were you ever into playing Pokemon? Not till I had kiddos. And even then, it's a little dicey. It's mostly through osmosis. Disc golf stream. Yeah. What are you throwing? Clue. I'm out here in the Clue, enjoying a little Clue. Throwing some Clue. Clue. See a Clue time. What up, Bother? Arlo. Anaya, don't you even think about it. It just fleeting. But that's me reenacting how Hyrook felt to stream. That's what that is. Pyrotex, Hog, Saint Nick, Crunchy Bread, Venom, and Ink. Who killed who and where and with what? We're about to find out. Hyrook was fun. It was a chore to stream, fun to play. Precordia, I see you. I was going to put Clue in the stream title, but I knew we would cover that shit as is. Thanks, Anaya. All right, let's do it. Let's get gothic. Settle in. We're going to be playing a little Banished Vault. Once again, I've shown this on stream once a while ago. Played it just very briefly. But I love the aesthetic. I love the vibe, the sound design. A strategy game of exploration, endurance, and space travel on an interstellar Gothic monastery. Explore solar systems, harvest resources, construct outposts, and face hazards in the challenging universe of the Banished Vault. The immediate comparison here is Clue and FTL. If you've played FTL, you'll see a lot of parallels with FTL, but this is this adds in elements of like a it's the timed chase of FTL along with the resource management and base building of like a 4X space game. Insert 4X space game title here. New Battlefield is like Clue. It looked like it in the trailer. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I see you, Dice. Turbolux. This is my first time seeing Sark live, but I've got no clue what's going on. First time chat, off rip, working the meme. It's a masterpiece of a first time chat. Hold on. Get in here. This, by the way, is not a standard stream day. I'm not usually live on Thursdays. By the way, oh, we have some current events to go through. Oh yeah, what is this? Head looks extra shiny today. Oh, you ain't seen shit. There is a cone where the camera's able to see at this zoom and with this crop where everything looks normal. Anything off frame, my office is completely packed. I'll give you the TLDR. I don't even have to because you can't even tell. But I will do it real quick. I was going to stream yesterday. Didn't. Kids got sick. I'm going to do this I'm going to do this in as short of... I could talk for 40 minutes on this. Atlas got a 24-hour flu. And he puked. He painted his room. The shared kids' room. Painted it. I'm going to just leave it at that. But after a thorough, deep cleaning, we decided it needed to be professionally cleaned. We had to call in the pros. That's tomorrow. But the pros said... Okay, when did I start this story? 7:08. I'm 2 minutes in. Okay, the pros said, we've got a deal, though. For $200, we do 3 rooms. We were like, that's not that much more than your 1 room. We can clear 3 rooms. So all because Atlas got a bug. I've basically 1/3, I would say 1/3 of my belongings. I've moved out of the house 1/3 of the way. So we picked the 3 rooms we were going to have them nuke, including ground zero. And we had to clear everything out, and they're showing up tomorrow. So right now, my office, I'm so tempted to move the camera. Hold on. Let's do it. I don't like moving my camera because I don't like resetting it, but it's kind of funny. Okay, hold on. I gotta straighten the camera out now. Okay, close. Oh no, it's not even close. Okay, lower. It's everything's in reverse too. You don't have a room, just a square. I don't even have a square. It's a, it's like a rhombus right now. Brightness too high. I have the radio respawn light on. That looks pretty good. That looks good enough. It's never good enough. It's never good enough. OCD? Who shit the bed required the rearranging? Atlas puked everywhere. Everywhere! Those pokey floor mats can ruin your carpet. They could also save your carpet. Good enough. Good enough. Let's go. I've never seen someone so anal about the cam positioning. Well, it's because it's zoomed in and it needs to look good. It needs to have me centered on like 4 different Stream Deck configurations. That's why I don't fuck with that camera very often. Anal cam positioning. I'm a middle-aged man. Needs to happen. Did Atlas say he wasn't feeling well? No. Never move your head. What up, Jigga? Tornado, what if it, what, dude, 6 hours later, I'm like, just a scooch up. All right. Any plans of, I don't have plans for Grounded 2, but I'm down to play it. What happened with the room? Just rearranged. Let me turn off the light. Just a little scooch. Trying to hide the hairline. I know, dude. I don't want my secret to get out. Fate, for real. Good enough, good enough, good enough. I need to get I need to have that. This is a home setup modification I need to have. I need like a roving cam that I can cut to and have it be like something I can zoom around. Tweak. That's what I was saying. I was like, is this what I was feeling, the impending doom? Or am I just assigning value to that after the fact? People will say different things. All right. Vomit. Thanks. Timely, actually. Thanks for the resub. Andu. Fate, of course. Maniacal, Swoos, Turbolux, and Nyquilus. Like a Roomba cam, Dirk? You just saw the whole room. The robot in Bongo's Benting has more of a range than a Roomba would in here. All right, let's play. Why? Okay. I just got flashbanged. You didn't get that. Okay, good. You're on just chatting. Also, I don't know why it just did that. Okay. Music. We can turn the music is sort of these like drones as we go, but here. I don't know why it started on the wrong monitor too, but what up, Mustard? Okay. I think we're in business. Let me turn that down just a bit. This is Clue. Gabby with the resub. Okay. Banished Vault. We'll start a new game. And then we'll discuss sort of what the fuck's going on. Is this a room puzzle game? No. This is like a Warhammer FTL 4X. What would be like a good example of that? Gal Civ, maybe? Stellaris? Let me look some up. Endless Space, Sins of a Solar Empire. Some of these I haven't played. And Clue. Okay. Does it say 2210? Yes. Yeah. That's right, Swanbots. It's always Clue. Have a good night, Devin. Peace out. You know what? That reminds me. I gotta whisper you. You had a question for me via Flanzy, right? I'm shooting you like just a placeholder whisper, and then I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up later. Okay. Regarding I think it was you regarding the disc that you had made. It'll either be through Discord or it'll be a Twitch, like a whisper, a Twitch DM. Either way. Okay. Dobby, thanks for the resub. All right, let's begin our journey. I'll save that for a sec here. We're gonna go new. We're going to go solar system restarts. We're going to go none. We're not going to crank the difficulty up all the way, but we're going to play we're not going to make it too super easy on ourselves. Even though I have not played in a while, so this could be, we might be restarting soon, but solar system difficulty. Let's do difficult. That's probably good. This doesn't look like a dumpster game. This is one of my favorite off-stream games. A little personal gem of mine. All right. The stars have been inhabited for the greater part of a millennia. Through wars, plague, and expansion, the interstellar churches have endured. For generations, the churches strengthened their control over stasis, a hybrid matrix that sustains life for the long hibernation of interstellar travel. They send vaults, vast monastery cities built for tens of thousands to explore and colonize new worlds. On the fringes of territorial space, a colony mission conducted by the Auriga Vault discovers a phenomenon they christen the Gloom. It summarily annihilates the settlers, leaving behind only a meager crew of exiles. The exiles flee to new solar systems, relentlessly pursued by the Gloom. They gather resources from planets to create more stasis before being compelled to return to hibernation. They resolve to undertake a new task, to write a chronicle of their journey and transmit it home. All right. Where would be good for me? I think up here. Okay. We've arrived at the star Renmafeet. Drifting for decades upon decades, an unknown ship has entered the solar system. An abandoned ship has been discovered in this system. Begin. All right. Every time you start this game, you've got a new crew. You have the same ships. You always have your monastery city, the Auriga Vault. And you have 30 turns. Always 30 turns. So there's a few moving parts to this. I'm going to be a little rusty, so we're going to get back into the swing of things. One of the ways you could support this game that I thought was fucking sick, especially for a game like this. So up here behind my face cam, you can just click the game manual, and this is what you refer to as you play. But they made ordering a hard copy of it, old school PC game style, as like a way to support the cause. Oh, it smells. Oh, it's so good. So it's just it's exactly this, but here. Holy shit. Yeah. It's very handy too, because there is a lot of referencing it. Okay. Yeah, I love it. Tornado, 100%. I mean, especially for some shit like this. But, RPGs and like epic strategy games, shit like that, 100%. Okay, so what happens, much like FTL, where the no-fly zone begins to chase you across the map after a little while, the gloom appears after 30 turns. We're the exiles. We are on the fringes of the known universe, and we discovered the gloom. The only goal is just to survive and have a good time, but you have the pseudo end game goal of constructing I forget what it's called. Hold on. I've got the manual right here. Yes, a scriptorium, which is essentially leaving a or broadcasting the information that we've gathered about the gloom. Basically, leaving a record. Our only goal is to leave a record of our discoveries so that somebody else can get it someday, because eventually we're doomed. But you just go as long as you can. So in order to do that, we need to fuel our ships so that we can get to planets, mine resources to create more fuel, but mainly to create stasis, which is like the goblets. It's just the resource that lets your crew jump to another system. So some systems, depending on what hands were dealt, these are always random. Depending on what hands were dealt, we might just be after fuel. It might just be a loss if our crew is weak. But we also need to create stasis. And then on top of that, modifying and improving your ship requires stuff, so we'll go over it. What up, Wintalini? Friday's on? Yeah. As soon as the carpet cleaners go, I'm in. Like Clue, exactly. So I had all these little abbreviations worked out for shit I needed. It's also cool you are shown these planets, and basically these incremental movements in towards the star represent the distances at which these planets are orbiting, right? So this is the outer, in this system, this is sort of the outer ring, these two. And you can see the energy required, which also is a good measure for distance to move, to make these moves. So you can see this requires 2, 3, 5, 10. It gets higher as you get closer into the star, but also a lot of the good shit is close to the star. So, hope you're ready to re-explain this. I know. We just gotta, distribute our crew among our ships and then send them out, get fuel, and get material for stasis, which, if I remember right, is... I always remember it as World Trade Center. Because it needs water, titanium, and carbon dioxide, WTC. we need world WTC. Fuel is water. Water we convert into fuel. So this planet here is incredibly handy. The only problem is, here's another cool thing. This is, you're shown what resources you're able to find on a planet before you get there. But this triangle represents hazards. So I don't know what kind of hazards are on this planet that could prevent us from strip mining it. Either way, I think the first step is going to be to fly here, set up some fuel, some water harvesting, and fuel refining. All right, so Here's our 3 ships. We got 2 smaller ships with 4 cargo slots. We got 1 big mama with more slots and more seats. And then who do we have on our team? Conus, Yon, Tomas, and Healy. Conus looks like our it looks like this looks like the guy whose ring we're kissing. We're gonna have him fly Big Mama. And Tomas will fly with him as his little lackey. The 2 pumpkin pie haircutted freaks. And then in our 2 little nimble ships, we'll put our cyborg badasses. What up, Boo-like? Conus O'Brien. Oh no. It's actually kind of there. We'll put Mandorla 3, our ship. We'll put Yon in because it looks like he's got a Mandalorian helmet. Doesn't really matter, but I like to RP it a little bit. And then Healy goes into Tome 73. These are our 3 ships. We're going to need fuel to get here, and then we need enough of an engine to get us down to the planet and back, which is Thrust 1, T1. What up, Natural Death? Chuckles as well. VOD Boy, happy to see you live. Love the disc golf streams. You got me back into it with the boys. Let's go. I absolutely love hearing that some of you are giving it a whirl. All right, so a thrust of 1. We're way out from the star out here, so it's pretty getting around's pretty fuel efficient. So on these little craft, I can put the small engine. It gives me a thrust of 1. That'll get our 2 cyborgs to the surface. Big Mama, the little engine, is not going to be enough because the ship's mass is higher, so we're going to have to use our bigger our gas guzzler. This is our jacked up pickup truck with dualies. That's what Buttress is. And then we'll store the engines we're not using back on the back at the cathedral. Healy, yeah, Healy does look cool. Now, along the way, in fact, when we, here we go. When we launched the system. Can we look at it again? No. But you may remember it said an unknown ship has been detected in the system. You can see it down here. So this is a randomly appearing abandoned ship. So we can, if we take an engine and some fuel, it may or may not already have one or the other. We don't know. We can get an extra ship. And it could come with supplies. It could have a survivor. It could have a robe like a cyborg. So Zolanth. Rend my feet through your luscious locks, old man. Dude, right now though, dude, rubbing feet on the fuzzy scalp. Oh my god, it's fucking heaven. Myrtle. Larry with the $3. Friend is moving to Virginia or West Virginia, the one with less incest. Be back later. Which one has less incest, chat? Virginia, regular Virginia. West Virginia, you're getting it gets a little dicey. Well, see you in a bit, Larry. I'd say we're pausing for ads, but nothing's happening anyway. This ain't that kind of stream. It's almost ad time. When am I dropping the Battlefield 6 codes? I don't even have plans to play it. Saturday is what I meant. All right, we got to fuel our ships now. This is fuel. These blocks of cheese down here, these hexagonal Swiss cheese chunks. Let's see what it's going to cost. It'll cost me 4 fuel to get our U-Haul truck down there. And then we're going to need a water harvester. This isn't usual. No dumpster. This is a game I've been playing for the last couple of years. This is called Banished Vault, and it is a like a FTL meets 4X game. In the sort of in a Warhammer like universe with like floating cathedrals and woodcut pieces. You'll see when we get to a planet here. We'll bring a little extra gas. In fact, that's all of our gas. It's all good. And then we're going to need